Now, what was you saying about marriage, though?
They lying. Married people don't have sex.
Let's be honest.
I am. Okay. I just told you.
Let's be honest. let's have a reflection. When we were single, ballpark figure.
Man, I'm not putting my business out there. Next question.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace. The podcast with men to have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast with men to have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace.
You ready? Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy Melly Mel, a.k.a. Melly Badass, a.k.a. Meek Mel, a.k.a. your favorite truth teller, a.k.a. if you don't want to know, don't ask me.
It's your boy T-Dot Roy, your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you can borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What it do, though? It's your boy Dr. Life Coach Lace, a.k.a. NBA Old Boy, a.k.a. I'm him, a.k.a. Mr. Big Shot, a.k.a. the Menace No Relation to Dennis.
What's going on, fellas?
Let's go.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Don't wish me a happy
don't
Valentine's
Day.
Lace, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Listen, your hands is nice and supple.
See?
Blessed by Lace. I always said if I open up a massage parlor, blessed by Lace.
Hey, bro, that's one thing, man. My wife and I, we got massages. A couple's massage. My first time ever getting a massage. And she was like, all right, we're going to, location, whatever. And we go in there and we're like, like, who would you like to massage you? And my wife is like, she chose woman. And I was like, I'd never been in there. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I thought if I go in there as a man, I have to have a man massage me. I don't know. I've never been.
I understand that one.
I understand. So I get in there and this dude is making me. That was the worst massage I've ever had in my life, bro. Because I was so uncomfortable.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna tell you. First of all, I'm gonna follow this up too. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. Partly is because he kept saying, "Do you want you want to be you more pressure? You want to be more pressure? Stop it!
You want some more pressure? You want some more pressure?"
He kept asking me that. And the man part of me was like, if I say no, I'm soft.
But it's feeling kind of good.
No. It wasn't.
Why?
Because I said if I say no, then that means I'm soft. But if I say yes, more pressure, it means I can like take the pressure.
A-okay. Hey, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't care who rubbed me down, bro. When I go get a massage.
I appreciate you.
I do not care. It's not being liberal. I've had great massages. They ain't got nothing to do with that.
Your liberality.
They ain't got nothing to be with being liberal. The last time I got one, and when I sign up or when I make my appointment, they ask, do you want a male, female,
that's how they
whatever.
do it, yeah.
I don't care. Whoever's available. Because I just need this rub down. Whoever's coming in the room,
pause.
Rub me down. Why you gotta pause? I'm there for a service, bro. I don't care who's giving me the service. It's a massage. It's a massage, yo. It's a massage.
What you do? A-okay.
It's a massage. And I ain't gonna hold you. I was knocked out sleep. I was gone.
Crazy,
like,
bro.
Legit.
No,
I was knocked out.
I went and got this daggone massage listening to y'all talking about some, Mel, you need to get a massage. You ain't never got a massage. Y'all make me feel bad for never having a massage. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this couple's massage, create a little situation. It'll be good to do it or whatever. So made the appointment. They asked you want a man or woman? Woman, please. Woman me up for the, who is it? My wife is coming. Man, woman me up 2 times, double up on a woman. So first of all, she don't want a male masseuse, no way.
Oh, really?
She was already equivocal. That wasn't even me. She don't like that. She don't want it, which I appreciate. Cool. That's fine. So had the appointment. As soon as we getting close to the appointment, people start like, oh, this person's not there. So they kept reassigning whoever was going to be doing the massage. But women's names kept popping up, so I was fine with that. So we literally on the way to the massage parlor, whatever it is, and they call and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Brown, just wanted to give you a heads up. The young lady who was supposed to do your massage is not going to be available. The only thing we have left is a male masseuse, or whatever it is. We apologize for the inconvenience. If you still want to do the massage, we'll give you 20% off, whatever it is." I'm already in the car. So I'm like, this is not ideal. So I'm immediately irritated. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, we'll still come. Because I done already hyped it up. Like, got daycare for the kids, everything. I'm like, we just going. So we get there. They set us up, get everything ready or whatever. So the lady comes, receptionist take us to the back. She's showing us the table, telling us to, get our stuff together and all that. So we sitting there chilling, waiting for them to come in. And they're like, all right, we'll send your masseuses in or whatever. So we sitting in there. Lady comes in first, they're doing the massage, whatever. Not easy on the eye, but, it's a woman, so I take it, right?
That's not why we there.
I know, it's not why we there. So that's, what I'm saying, or whatever.
You're there for a service.
You're there for a service. So then, behind her, this little muscle-bound with a man bun come walking in this mug. Arms and shoulders like this, walking in that joint, hands rubbing, how y'all doing today, blah, 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 blah. They like, okay, so, who's gonna do who, blah, blah, blah. She like, my name, I don't even remember her name. She was like, she said her name, he like, I'm Devontae, blah, 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 blah. he like, I'm Devontae, da, da, da. They're like, so who's gonna do Devontae? I raised my Devontae. I'm gonna take Devontae, you do her, I'm gonna do Devontae, you and me or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I'm irritated the whole time. I'm mad now.
You too tense.
I'm tense. I'm tense because I'm like,
relax.
Bro, the only option I got was she didn't want a male no way.
Right.
So I bit the bullet on that. But because the only other option was he be over there and I ain't gonna cuss. But I'd be GD if I'm laying on the thing and I got my arms back and my head tucked in the thing and he massaging, I hear any type of enjoyment come from that other side of the table. And I'm laying in that mug, and I hear it, and my first thing, my eyes pop open like this, and I can't even enjoy my massage. I said, so I'm not even gonna do that. Devontae, come with me. You do your thing. So then they like, all right, we gonna step out, let y'all get undressed. I'm like, what do I do? What form of undress is this situation that you're talking about? So gotta get down to the skivvies. I'm in the drawers.
Yeah.
You gotta get down to your drawers, whatever. I'm unfamiliar, but I didn't know I was supposed to take my socks off as well. So I got my socks off.
You know this is he an N-word. He an O-N. He an O-N.
I still got my socks on.
He an O-N.
Hey, bro, come on. I got my socks on. I don't know no better. So I'm feeling like you. Worst massage I ever got in my entire life.
That's on you, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming him. He was doing his job. He was professional about it or whatever it was. But it was just certain things that he was asking me that made me.
Want more pressure.
So no, he like, look,
if you don't stop massaging me.
It was the line. It was the line of questioning. So it's one thing. It's like, bro, I'm telling you a lot farther ahead in this than me. It's something in your brain where so it's different when you're an athlete. When you're an athlete and you get in massage care treatment for a muscle or something that, your brain goes to a different space. You like, I can do this, it's for a purpose. But when you get a pleasure rub down at a massage parlor by a dude and you never done that before, the way that your mind goes to is like, this is rubbing me down. I know, but I'm supposed to be enjoying this rub down.
And this is not
enjoyable. And I'm like, how am I supposed to be enjoying this rub down by a grown man, number one, that I don't know, and then you already uncomfortable, and he's like, you want me to be a little bit more firm with this or blah. And you
those
like,
are massage terms.
I know they're massage terms, but it's the person that is coming from that makes you feel like, bruh,
yo, y'all owns.
I'm saying it wasn't his fault. He was extremely professional. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't him. It was me.
Right.
I couldn't get comfortable for the whole 60 minutes of the massage because I was so focused on the fact that this nigga was rubbing me down, bro.
Yo,
he was rubbing me down.
The last one I had, I slept I go to sleep.
No.
I be knocked out. They don't even ask me these questions because I be in that.
That's
snoring.
crazy. That's crazy. I was so uncomfortable for the whole massage, and then I got embarrassed because I don't know what they supposed to do. So I had my socks on still. So he like, you want me to get your feet? He like, you want me to get your feet? I'm like, yeah, man, why not? Go ahead. You already, rubbing me down. So he's like, he was like, you want me to do it with your socks on or off? He was like, You want me to do it with your socks on or
Yeah.
off? And out of nowhere, Sharita busts out laughing from She turned her head from out that little seat thing that they got you. And she like, you got your socks on? I'm sitting in this joint like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I don't come get massages off this. So the whole, this nigga started rubbing my feet and everything. I'm like, bruh, I'm never coming to get another massage again. Because if this is what it's going, be like whatever.
You was in your head too much.
I was, and I was like, you know what? I gotta mature. I gotta I gotta do something. Because even at the end of it, he pissed me off because I was already upset. I felt like I wasted my money because I didn't get the type of massage I wanted to get, and then I was uncomfortable, and it was my first time. And then at the end of it, he was like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know, when you go home, you probably should start thinking of some things that you can do to relax because you were a little bit tense up in this, your muscles was a little bit tight up in this." I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate you." You know what I'm saying, bro? But I'm like, "Hey, bro,
I'm not listening to y'all. You got to work on the inner man."
I don't care what you say. That is a different experience, bro.
It's not.
If you haven't done it before, your mind has to get used to it.
All you have to tell yourself, I'm going to get a massage. A rub down is a rub down. Regardless. No. They are professional. That is what their job is.
They are professionals.
And that's just what it is.
And a rub down is not a rub.
I can't say that. That would be good. That wouldn't be good.
And a rub down is not just a rub down.
It is a rub down, bro.
That switch is really
it's
tough.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to turn
that
switch.
You got to work on that.
Now my inner man
is the inner man.
How come? See, I don't like that because people always try to make you feel insecure about something. When you
actually, that's what I was about to say. How come it can't be that I get catered to in this moment? How come I have to cater to society? How come I can't just want what I want to make me feel comfortable?
Yeah.
What I'm saying, you can want all of that to feel comfortable. But what I'm saying is, what is promoting uncomfortability? Because the end goal is to get a damn massage. Regardless of what type of masseuse is coming from, you still head down in the hole. They just literally, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? They rubbing you down the same way.
When I go to the restaurant, I don't care who cooking my steak, as long as the steak is good. When I go to the store, I don't care who's ringing up my groceries, as long as my groceries get put in the cart and I can put it in the car. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to me getting rubbed down, I have a preference.
Why does that matter, though? Help me understand why that matters.
Well, partially because my inner thigh is being touched, and I have a preference of what gender touches my inner thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay, so as a kid, why can't I just want?
And this is what I said about liberal. I appreciate your liberality. I know it's not liberal, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just using that word. But it's just lace. It's not just a rub down.
Because
it's not just a rub down.
Yeah, it's intimate too.
That's what I'm saying. It's a light, soft music playing in the background, incense burning. You know, it's a situation.
It's a sense of
it's
intimacy.
A moment, bro.
It is to relax you, and you in here thinking about stupid shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
It's not stupid, bro.
Let the nigga rub you down and keep it pushing.
See, this is what I don't like. When somebody else is comfortable with something, they always try to make what you dealing with stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's stupid because I don't want to grow. I don't want Devontae rubbing my feet down. And stuff like that. That does not make me insecure, and I hate when people do that.
I didn't say nothing about insecurity.
That's the way that you're insinuating. It's like work on your inner man.
Your inner man.
As if the inner man is off because I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not my preference to be rubbed down by a grown. That's not my idea of relaxation.
You're right.
To be rubbed down by a grown man. That's
sure,
not
my
idea of relaxation. So if I already have an idea of what relaxation looks like to me. If it doesn't fit that lens, I'm not going to feel relaxed.
And I understand that. That is a great justification. That's all I was looking for.
I can't stand him.
That's all I was looking for.
I can't stand him, bro.
Now, do y'all ever get y'all's feet done, though, for real?
Yeah, you don't care who do that?
I've never had my feet done. I'm very ticklish.
Shout out to my wife. My wife does my feet.
Tell me more.
She does my feet. She literally breaks out all the utensils. She puts my feet in the water. She soaks my feet. She does all the stuff that they would do at the nail salon. My wife does my feet. Scrubs my legs, rubs my leg down. That's my type of rub down. You know, from the right person, the rub down is, you know,
And that's essentially what I
saying?
wanted you to get at. The right person. Or right type of person. For you. For me, I don't care. Just I'm here to get a massage. I don't care who come out the back to rub me down.
See, it depends on where we at.
Because I'm going to sleep anyway. I know me. I'm going to sleep. Like, so it don't matter.
The example that you gave was really, really good. When you an athlete, you got a muscle strain,
That's
muscle
totally
pull
different.
or something like that, and the athletic trainer is a male, by all means, I was about to say have your way. That's not what I want to say. Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But in this intimate moment, this session.
What makes it intimate, though?
I just told
I'm
you.
butt naked.
So what? You're
And
there for
music
a
playing in the
massage.
background.
And music playing in the background, microphone. And music playing in the background.
But what I'm saying is, who is listening to you walking in? It is the ambiance is created for you to relax. You in here over here talking. It's so intimate in here. Listen to that music. Listen to that lavender that's circulating.
That's an
lavender
intimate
be smelling
situation.
good,
Who
bro.
was thinking about that? Come in here, rub me down so I can relax. God, dog, I'm already stressed out. Get me here, rub me down.
But if you was in any other situation, you wouldn't just be welcoming anybody to come in here and rub you down.
What would be the situation?
If you was at home and you wouldn't just call over Roy or something like that and be like, hey, man, I'm stressed out. Come rub me down.
No, because Roy Roy ain't working at the spa. This is a spa. I don't go to the barbershop looking for an oil change. That don't even work. I mean, what are you talking about?
But Roy got a certificate for massage. Say Roy got a certificate for massage.
If he had his stuff together, a private
rub me
practice,
down at the
whatever,
crib.
yeah. If he was a masseuse, if a legit masseuse, why would I care about that?
Once again, I'm butt naked.
I appreciate your liberality. Liz.
And I can't
Stop calling it liberality. You about to piss me off. Liberality.
I love it. I love it, dude. But it is Valentine's Day, gentlemen, and so I think it's. How would you like to be celebrated on a Valentine's Day?
Nah, I don't need no celebration.
I told you my answer.
Yeah, well, Mel want his feet done.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, take care of me.
But yeah, no, I don't think there's a need for me to be celebrated
on
for
Valentine's
Day.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's a 365 thing, you know what I mean? So
This nigga.
one day, what is one day? I don't need no chocolates. I don't need no, you know what I'm saying, none of that kind of stuff. But I think we might need to get into a top 10 list worst gifts for Valentine's Day for men. Because what do men get for Valentine's Day? Like, for real?
Coochie.
Number one.
List is finished.
Yeah.
Listen. We can't even do 10. The list is finished.
So outside of that, what would be
Thank you. Top 2. Coochie,
I got
thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Appreciation.
What?
Thank
that's what you saying. That's
Yeah,
what you want.
That's
Thank you.
No, I'm saying that's what a thank you is. Yeah, it's appreciation. Yeah, acknowledgement of love, of how I've loved you.
Mm-hmm.
So a thank you of, because listen, let's whether don't matter which partner you are, we both put up with a level of crazy of one another.
Mm-hmm.
We both put up with a level of crazy, and I'm still here. So a nice thank you for putting up with your crazy would be really good. Actually, there's the statement of thank you for putting up with my crazy. That would be greatly appreciated.
I feel you. But yeah, no, I don't think there's I don't know, from a celebration standpoint. Yeah, I mean,
Give me some chocolates.
I'm good on that.
Hey,
Give me
bro.
some chocolates. Give me some treats. You know what snacks I like.
Sure, I dig that.
If you know what snacks I like, I don't need no chocolates. But if you know what snacks I like, and you came with a basket full of the snacks that I like, fire.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I'll be with that.
Fondle me.
Oh my God, here you go.
It ain't that hard. Fondle me. Okay, it ain't gonna fondle itself.
Okay.
So
That's where my thank yous come from. I'll feel thanked. I will feel very thanked. Okay, that's how I
oh my
feel.
God.
So that's number 4. That's number 4.
Look, they're all in the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Premium
so he
package.
he want the premium package.
That's
He
what I
want-
want.
want
Yeah,
the
that
premium
don't bother me. I know
Yeah.
some guys get mad like, "Oh, coochie again." For I'll take. Yeah, yeah. What's the problem? What's the problem?
Yeah.
Let's see. What's another thing? A nice take me to dinner.
See, Troy got a list.
I'm in my soft.
This is Troy's top.
Listen,
yeah,
I'm in my
top 10
soft.
list.
Yeah,
I'm in my soft. Well, also you got to understand, Valentine's Day is the day before my birthday. And so oftentimes I get wrapped into
2 for 1.
Yeah, I get a 2 for 1.
The 2
So
for 1.
Applebee's it is then.
And I will take some Applebee's. I'm a cheap date. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Mm.
See, it's hard for me to make a list because I just don't feel like men should be expecting nothing on Valentine's Day.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. So that's kind of
I
where
don't think men should expect nothing on Valentine's Day. Like, if you get it, you get it. But don't be sitting around expecting her to walk in with a handful of gifts like you would do.
Mm.
I've never. Maybe that's why my expectations are so low. Maybe that's why
I don't think
fondling
anybody
them.
should expect anything on Valentine's Day.
Man, that's kind of true.
To be quite honest, I think if it's not exhibited throughout, why would I fake the funk and do all this extra stuff, going to Target and buying flowers and candies and cards? And
It's funny how black people believe in pagan holidays where they don't want to spend money.
right.
Now Valentine's Day is a useless pagan
It's
holiday.
been that.
Because I don't want to.
It's been
I don't
that.
want to spend no bread.
No, it ain't about
I don't
spending
like
the
that
bread.
they jack up the price on cards though. When Valentine's Day come around,
Mhm.
when you buy a card on Valentine's, it's $12 to buy a card.
Oh yeah,
The same
yeah.
card that would have been $4 or $5 the
Yeah.
week before, $12 now. Roses that was $10 last week, $26 this week. The vase ain't changed.
Ain't changed. But yeah, no, that's real. That's real. But yeah, I think for me, it's the. I think it's been a shift in expectation for Valentine's Day for men and for women. Some women expect a lot on that particular day, and some men expect a lot on that particular day. So it's very interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
That's crazy.
It's not. Well, Valentine's Day is actually based upon a person, so it's not. And I don't know if it's necessary. Why would you call it pagan? We're not necessarily worshiping anybody on that day. We're just honoring someone.
Troy, when was the last time Valentine's Day came up and you said, "I'm honoring Saint Valentine of the Church of the Cross Nazarene, 1800 BC"?
True. I'm just saying.
What are you saying?
I
You want gifts for Valentine's Day?
Well, I'm just saying it ain't a bad thing.
I didn't say it was a bad thing.
I would gladly receive.
Saying it's a thing and having an expectation are
It's
two
totally
different
different things.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's all I'm saying. I just don't think that guys should be expecting stuff on Valentine's. I feel like Valentine's Day is for women.
Mhm.
I've believed that most of my whole life. I
Mhm.
just have always felt like Valentine's Day was for women.
Mhm.
It's their day. Just let them have their day.
Yeah, then do what you got to do so you can get.
Yeah, the coochie at the end of the night.
Do I bleep out coochie? That's the
You
question.
don't need to. It's a word. You gonna stop bleeping me?
That's real spill, man.
I'm
real
trying.
spill.
I didn't say the other vulgar terms that I could have
I'm
used.
just trying to make sure we can be ready.
It's
for
fine, bro. I'm
syndication
trying to
when it's
tell
ready.
you. Syndication. Have you seen the type of stuff that's on TV? Have you heard the type of stuff that's on the radio?
On TV is crazy, bro.
I can say coochie.
They saying the F word and all types of stuff on regular cable
Yeah,
TV.
on FX.
Yeah.
I think it's after a certain
9.
time. Yeah. After a certain time, you can let it fly.
Free for all.
It's crazy. Next thing you know, it's gonna be all types of stuff on Valentine's. I mean, on TV.
So do
But-
y'all put a cap on how much? Well, I ain't gonna ask Lace because he don't buy nothing for Valentine's Day.
No, I mean I
So-
will. I'm saying I do it begrudgingly. It's not something that I want to do.
Very same.
So do you put a cap on how much you spend on Valentine's Day?
Nah, I just more so I go with the flow. I'm not spending. I mean, it's normally not a crazy amount of bread, but it's just enough to get by.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily budget for Valentine's Day.
To show that I'm being thoughtful. Being,
Yeah,
you know,
You just
like-
grab stuff.
Card.
And
No,
whatever
I
you
don't grab. I try to make it more so what I know that they're
Yeah,
into.
that's true. Mhm.
Yeah, and it's for me, it's you get the staples: card, flowers, candy, and arrange it in a way that is presentable, that shows that I put some thought into it. Yeah,
So the same way that women give us coochie every year, we giving them the
There
same
ain't no
gifts
thought
every
around
year.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We giving them the same gifts every year.
No, I'm not. I don't. I'm
Car,
not saying-
flowers, candy.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's my go-to, but you know what I mean.
But that's most men's go-to. Balloons,
might be a little.
cars,
Nah,
candy.
I ain't doing. I don't do no balloons.
Perfect.
Maybe flowers.
balloons
might
are for
little-
birthdays.
Little perfumery. You know what I mean.
A
Maybe
lot of guys do
maybe a
balloons. They get a
massage.
hotel,
you know what I'm saying.
They get them hotel room decorated, stuff like that.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a popular thing to do now.
Yeah,
Like, get the balloon lady to come and do the stuff.
but I feel like that's for singles.
What?
I feel like singles try to. Valentine's Day is a singles holiday, and when I say by singles, you could be dating and I still classify you as single.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
know what single means.
Yeah. But some people don't. People think single means I'm not with anybody. But if you're not married, you're single. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is a singles game to do like the over the top stuff to show yourself that you are in love with somebody. As Lace would say, it's a spectacle.
Mhm.
People are trying to create these moments to go over top to express their love. And so like and what we're doing is we're taking lower tiered celebrations and bringing them up to the top where they actually should be. Like for instance, proms, things of that nature. Why are kids wearing $600 pairs of shoes, $700 pairs of heels? They got a helicopter picking them up from the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they having these pre-prom celebrations. It's like, get you a suit from the tuck store, get you a dress from wherever, and just go to the prom. Why are we elevating these low level of celebrations to be so higher? And I think personally is because outside of these low level celebrations, we don't have much more celebrations after that.
And that's why it's not low level.
And so people aren't getting married as much as they used to be anymore. People aren't celebrating like getting houses and stuff like that. Like we're not celebrating the stuff that in my opinion should be celebrated. And we're celebrating like these low level things.
But maybe they're not low level because, as you said, after this, there ain't going to be much else for me to celebrate. So then I got to get all I can get out of this particular situation. So I buy the $600 shoes now or the whatever suit to make my kids feel special or whatever it is, because after this, we might not get to celebrate nothing else. I might not get to celebrate a wedding, maybe a baby shower, but maybe not a wedding to some of those other things that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So then it becomes more important to celebrate. So then maybe that's why they go all out.
Yeah, I think my going all out has to have some ROI, and and celebrating a prom is not going to bring the ROI that I'm looking for.
Right.
What is the ROI to you?
Return on investment from that?
Yeah.
There isn't.
There is none.
Other than some
I'm
social
saying, what does
media
ROI
posts.
look like to you? You're saying if you're going all out, it has to.
No, I'm
be some
saying as
ROI.
far as spending a grip from what Troy mentioned, as far as we see the upscale luxury vehicles that some people get, the suits, the shoes, and stuff like that. That's cool, but for me, if I'm my parenting style, I would rather have a different lens of stability for my child in celebration. But that's just me, and I'm not knocking anybody that would do otherwise. But renting a car for a night. What are we getting? But that's, again, it goes back to putting on for others. It has nothing to do with what I'm doing to set up my child for the future, et cetera. So that's more so the lens that I was thinking of it from. And like I said, and I've never gotten off with the whole putting on for others movement. Like that's just never a thing that has tickled my fancy in any way, because I just think that it's low key lame.
I got you.
And even talking about the prom even more. I'm not trying to harp on proms, but it's just the low hanging fruit. But like even asking the person that you're asking someone to go to the prom with you, like that's no, seriously, it's been heightened to the point
I'm not laughing at your story. I'm
where
laughing.
it's like a sense of like this is an engagement, like we're getting engaged because I'm asking you to go to the prom. Like no, it's a date that you're gonna have for one night, and y'all gonna forget each other probably a couple of years afterwards when you go to the prom. I mean, go to college. You know what I'm saying? But it's creative. we it's a whole big thing. Like when I was in high school, I looked at my girlfriend. You trying to go to the prom? Yeah, I'm trying to go to the prom. All right, bet we're going to the prom. That was it. Why does it have to be a whole big thing?
You already had a girlfriend.
Yeah, you had a girl.
You already had a girlfriend.
Yeah, but a lot of these times when people are doing these promposals, they already are with this person. Majority of these people.
And this the same thing as proposals, bro. We just talked about this. I need to create a situation where you probably can't say no. If I just ask you on the humble, you might reject me. But if I make a spectacle in front of the whole school or something like that, you probably will say yes.
Yeah.
And then I got a date. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that I'm glad I didn't grow up in that era where we have to make a spectacle of something in order to show that it's important.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? If I say this is important to me, just take my word at it. But I gotta actually do, and I can completely understand when it comes to holidays, when it comes to birthdays, when it comes to celebrating certain events, you do have actions for those things. But I'm just saying there's low level things that we are elevating to be high level, and it's not really high level stuff.
Different experience.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I was just offering a different lens.
Which is very funny because you don't often
Yeah.
get
And I
that
think too,
lens.
to your point, Mel, if that's all that we have to look forward to, that's really sad.
That's the problem. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
I know. But for most people, that's it.
No, I mean it's sad. Like
I
some
know.
people's high school years are like that's
it.
their
Yeah,
glory
that's why they
years.
go all out.
Yeah, it's their glory years, and that's unfortunate.
Is really unfortunate. But in the same vein of talking about the Valentine's Day, and the number one thing that we want for Valentine's Day is
Gucci.
yes. The New York Post just recently put out a article that says, the title says, Americans are saying no to sex like never before, with young men leading the depressing trend. So
They ain't asked me nothing. They
I
didn't ask
see
me.
that
I didn't
poll.
get a survey,
Right.
a Google sheet, or nothing.
Americans are losing interest in sex. A government study has found with one astonishing age group. Rates of sexlessness are climbing from coast to coast among adults 22 to 34. Statistics plucked from the newly unsheathed National Survey of Family Growth showed with 10% of young males and 7% of their female counterparts saying they are still virgins. For some young adults, sexlessness has roughly doubled across all measures over the last 10 years or so. For young adult females, it has risen by 50%. The survey is conducted annually, and researchers have conducted face-to-face interviews with American men and women ages 15 to 49. A whopping 24% of males 24 to 34 had not had sex in 2022 and 2023, up from 9% in 2013 and 2015. And for females, it's up. It was 13%, up 8% from the previous years. Now they attribute this to being that during COVID, we weren't able to actually go outside. So they're saying that has a lot to do with it. But they also throw in this point at the very end. They say that in late last year, a surprising survey suggested that married men age slower than their single counterparts. And the catch is they have to stay married. Separation, divorce, or death of a spouse were seen to be negative impacts. And what they're suggesting is because you are married, you are having more sex than actual people who are single.
Well, I can tell you some of this data is not factual.
Right.
I can tell you some of this data is not true. All right, and we need to fact check this.
Yeah,
stuff
because
right here.
it's somewhat misleading because they are the individuals who've never had sex, not that they aren't having sex.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a both and. They aren't having sex because they haven't had it.
But,
Yeah.
but the reason why there's two parts to that. I'll touch on the married part later. But the increased rate of sexlessness, I think that may be more true for one population than the other. I would have more belief that women.
You want to see a demographic breakdown?
Well, they kind of already broke down the demographics. I would
no,
break
he
it down
talking about,
further
like-
as far as race, ethnicity,
like race,
all of that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing.
No, not
Sexual
even
preference
necessarily.
and all
No,
that
not
stuff.
even necessarily. I would say that I believe more so that women have been choosing to be sexless than men are choosing to be sexless. I
Actually,
think that
this article says
I
that
know
men
what
are.
it says that men are choosing to be sexless, but when women control access to sex, if you can't successfully
You would
get
think those
sex,
numbers would be higher.
you have no choice but
Yeah.
forego sex because you can't accomplish. You know, I feel like if using that data, women are predominantly becoming more in tune with being sexless, and as they have grown, the numbers for men being sexless has to grow because they have to provide.
One
the-
controls the other,
sex,
vice
you know,
versa. though.
yeah, so I'm not saying that men aren't choosing it, but I really feel like the women's choice to be sexless is increasing the men's percentage.
Yeah.
I feel like more of them would want to be actually participating in sex,
Mhm.
if I'm being, truthfully honest about the data. I mean, I find it interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't think people are collectively saying no to sex as much as people like to say.
What I thought that statistic was actually I would love to look at the numbers per se, because with the rise of applications that are coming out, the dating applications, Tinder and all that type of stuff, I would imagine that is going up even higher, because nowadays if you want it, you can easily find it. You know what I'm saying?
If you want it, but they obviously have made a decision not.
That's what I'm
to
saying. Yeah,
Get down like that.
That's
So,
true. Now, what was you saying about marriage though?
they lying. Married people don't have sex.
Let's be honest.
I am.
Okay.
I just told you.
Let's be honest. Let's have a reflection. When we were single,
Mm-hmm.
ballpark figure.
man, I'm not putting my business out there. Next question. Next question. Next question.
Create that ballpark figure in your mind. Let's just go monthly, right?
Mhm.
That ballpark figure in your mind monthly. Compared to marriage.
Decline.
Really?
Yes. Why are you
The
acting
reason-
like
the
that?
reason
This
why-
why I get mad,
No,
bro.
no.
This why I get mad when I get mad with married people.
No.
We know for a fact that sex slows down in marriage. As in the beginning, there's a lot of
absolutely.
it. As you get more comfortable, as you get more in marriage, as things started, it goes down.
Yes.
Like sex goes down. It declines.
Sure.
It's just across the board.
Okay.
It declines.
I
Like
agree.
if we just holistically look at it, of course we can get into nuanced situations depending on someone's lifestyle, if they have kids in the home, their age, some of those things matter. But collectively speaking, through marriage, it goes down, and married people don't be having sex. That's why the infidelity rate rises. That's why all these other things come about, because people are not having sex. That's one of the biggest complaints with divorce and stuff. Like when you go in, most of the men are complaining about the lack of intimacy, the lack of sex. We are not having sex, and that's where a lot of the issues come from.
Mhm.
So to sit here and be trying to act like married people out here having sex, we not. Single people are having way more sex than married people, and that is why most of them are not in a rush to get married. They're doing all the stuff that married people were supposed to be able to brag about now. So they're like, why do I need to get married? There's no point in me getting married because I can do all the stuff that you can do now. And I'm actually having more fun being free, being able to do it without really no attachments. I can get up and leave and do what I want to do if I want to.
Well, I'm not necessarily comparing a marriage as it progresses to versus the beginning of marriage. I'm also saying marriage collectively versus single.
Mhm.
Like when we were single, we spent. I think the reason why we elevate our single experiences, our sexual experiences, is because when we were single, it was, like you said, more exciting and things of that nature, because oftentimes you didn't know where it was coming from. And so you would have to.
I'm not looking over there.
Well, I knew. Where was it coming from? I don't know about you, but
Yo,
Let's just say you didn't have a regular.
hey,
listen.
I don't know about you.
And that's the reason why we hate saying stuff around you. I'm just saying, if you didn't have a regular that you were frequently with back when we were single, you spent a more time looking than you actually did getting.
Mhm.
And so we elevated we elevated as much as we do over marriage, because when we got it, it was so amazing because I spent so much time looking for it. Then that's the reason why we glorify that more than when we actually do when we are married. But if we actually look at the numbers wise, statistically, marriage, I would probably back up the concept that we have it more. Now I think what you're actually saying is we don't have it as frequently as I would like.
You're talking about the quantity. I'm talking about the frequency.
I'm talking about quantity. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Of course,
quantity.
you've done it more because you've been married for 15 years.
Yeah.
So you've done it more,
Yeah.
just by proximity's sake.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
frequency wise, depending on someone's marriage, like their makeup, occupation, whatever it is, like the frequency is not as much. So when as a single person, you're having sex more often than married people are, and that's just the truth. So I don't know why people keep they're not doing it. If you've been married for any length of time, you know that's the truth. If you go to marriage counselors, if you go to marriage seminars, if you look at most of the time, the arguments come from the men about there being no intimacy, there being no sex. And for most men, that's the hesitation for wanting to get married, because they look over at their married friends, they hear the stories, they see the stuff on TV. So they're hesitant about, do I want to get married and give up this lifestyle that I have, this frequency? Like, yeah, you doing it now because you excited and you got hope that we going to get married. But once you have it and we get married, are you going to keep this up? The answer is probably no. So do I want to take that risk, or do I want to keep doing what I'm doing right now? And then if this don't work out, be free to walk away and not lose all my assets and stuff like that. It's just, it don't make what they don't do it. And I don't like that. I don't like that we lie to people like that. I'm not saying that's not amazing and stuff like that. I'm just, it's not as frequent. And we know that. And then if you add kids into the mix, it goes down even more. So by the time you done work, by the time your wife done work, by the time people done took care of the kids, done practice, homework, all that type of stuff, they be tired. They ain't got no energy. They don't want to have sex. The last thing they want to do is see you stick your meat in their face or something like that. After they've done all that stuff all day, that's the last thing that they want to, experience. So then you're not doing it as often, and that's where the frustration comes from. Because for us, sex is important. We need it to govern and function throughout the day and the week and stuff like that. And not like I could confidently say that about most men. You need to do it, and when you don't do it, it puts you in a different headspace because you can't get it. And for a lot of people, it's easier to rationalize not getting it when you're single, because it makes sense. If I'm single and trying to get some, and if I'm not successful or it doesn't come as often, to me, I can rationalize it. Like, all right, I don't got nobody. I don't got nobody. But when I'm laying in the bed next to somebody every night and I still can't get it, you start like, this ain't what I was expecting. This ain't what I signed up for. Now I got an attitude. Get it? Like, so what are we talking about?
I'm just saying, and I get it. You're doing a qualitative approach to it. I more so had a quantitative approach to it, in the sense of looking at it. But you're right. Infrequency has been one of the things that has caused the demise of the marriage institution. And as Lace knows, I'm really big on the institution of marriage. I stand 10 toes. I stand 10 toes on it. And I think if that is one of the things that we could address as married couples, I think it would be one of the things that would revolutionize the whole concept of marriage. I think the problem is that oftentimes we grow tired of the act instead of having appreciation for the person who is in the act with you. So I'm being serious.
I'm listening to you.
I'm being serious. If we grow more in appreciation for the person, and I'm talking, and this is my qualitative approach to it. If we grow more appreciative of the person that we with, now it then becomes more over. At the beginning, I believe it's more so like just getting it out of you. But over a course of time, it's like, yo, I'm actually making a connection with this individual versus just getting my rocks off or my pleasure or something like that. So I think what has to happen is, over a course of time, partners have to look at each other and say, internally, and like, yo, I really enjoy this individual, and regardless if this is the same plain Jane thing over and over again, I'm glad that I'm with this individual, and that will increase the innate ability for us to want it more and more and more.
Bruh, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear, because basically what you're trying to do is say don't focus on the quantity, focus on the quality, is what you're trying to say. But two things can happen. I can frequently have quality connection and sex with this person. It
Sure.
does not have to be infrequent. In
Sure.
fact, every interaction we have could be extremely quality
Mhm.
if we do it. I don't feel like we should continuously be not teaching, but expressing to men that they just need to be satisfied with getting it whenever they getting it, and just be happy that you're getting it, and learn how to find the enjoyment in the quality. When it's like,
But that's not what I'm saying.
kind of.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying just enjoy when you get it.
He's saying the
Appreciation of the
appreciation
person.
of the person and the connectivity.
And I do
Yes.
appreciate this person, and that's why I want to connect more often.
But he's more so looking at it from an intimate
It is intimate.
connection.
Yeah.
You're looking at it from an intimate connection, but I think it's from somewhat of a different lens.
Yeah, and I'm not looking. I'm looking at elevating the person that I'm with over the getting my rocks off.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? But you are saying I just want it.
Because I appreciate this person and the connection, and it is enjoyable when I want to connect with them.
Right.
So I want to do this more often
Right.
because I enjoy this person
But
and
you
what,
also-
and
but-
what we're doing.
But you also mentioned that I need this type
Yeah.
of stuff.
And you do.
And you do need it. I could
Right.
I could completely understand. But it's just like I need this and I need you type of thing. But I think what we have done is we've elevated needing this more than needing you.
But
And it
you
might
have
be-
to have you to have
have,
this.
I don't think that
True.
we're elevating. That's what I'm saying. I
Like
don't think that we're
appreciation
But
of
you're
the
looking
person.
at it from a reverse lens where I want this, I need this, and I also need you. But if I need you, I'm going to get this. So how do we make it the best?
And I want this.
And I want it
Like I
frequently.
want this
right,
frequently.
right,
Like
yeah.
I just don't want to keep leaving that point. Like our needs are different
Mhm.
in the relationship. Our needs are different. In most cases, men are gonna need or want it more than their spouse, and that's just what comes with it. And this is my argument quite a bit. And I feel like a lot of times women are begging us for monogamy, but they don't want all the stuff that comes with it. This is part of monogamy. If you want me to not be talking to nobody else, if you want me to not be with anybody else under the sanctity of our relationship and loyalty and faithfulness to you or whatever, that means that you have to be all things to me. All the things that I need and want has to come from you because you don't want me to get it from nobody else. So if I need to interact with you, if I need to have sex with you, if my sex drive is a little bit higher than yours or higher than the average person, whatever, that comes with this relationship.
Yeah.
That comes with our interactions. So if that's what you want and you're saying that you want me, like you want me to appreciate this person,
Yeah.
that is what comes with me. And if that's not something that you're willing to do, keep up with, or, can't consider, then that's a different conversation. Don't ask me for that. Don't beg me to be in a relationship. Don't ask me what's for the future. Don't ask me when we get married. Don't ask for that stuff. And then now that we're doing it, you want to try to get me to adjust my lens and how I feel about these interactions to fit your desire and when you feel like doing what you feel like you want to do.
Yeah.
So then it becomes about you necessarily and not even really me, because I'm going to need it more often than you.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's not going to look the way that it looks like for you. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't think that women really understand it all the way. And then I think we spend more time trying to get men to adjust their beliefs and patterns as it relates to sex versus reminding them of this will come. This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is what comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with them, there's a lot of things that come with them that we have to understand. All right, this is what comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
You want your girl to look good. She need to get her hair done. Her nails need to get done. She need makeup. This is what comes with it.
Mhm.
It's maintenance. This will come with the relationship. So she needs somebody to listen to. She needs somebody to take care. Okay, that's what comes with it. This is what comes with it.
Yeah.
Sex and sex often. If you don't want to do that, stop asking for monogamy.
Is it just women that want monogamy?
No, I think
No.
men want monogamy too.
Yeah.
Men want monogamy.
If that's the case, and a man wants monogamy, and he knows the infrequency of his partner, would he be willing to work with them as they're working through that infrequency?
What do you mean work
He
with
should
them as
be.
they're working through
again.
that?
If that's what he,
Because
that's not you can't paint that with a broad brush. That's the individual's decision.
oh no, I'm just trying to create a different lens.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because
If you want to work through it, if not, drop it and find somebody else to go get down.
And
with
that's what
that.
I'm saying. I'm talking about an able-bodied person, because there's a whole bunch of nuances that we could get into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If a person's going through a season of depression, if a person just had a child and they're going through, postpartum or something like that, or they're physically incapable because they have an injury or a sickness or something like that. That's totally different than an able-bodied person who's just like, I don't feel like it right now. I don't really got. I work was long today. I'll just, maybe tomorrow. I got a headache. I didn't like what you said earlier. This is bothering me. No, I don't know. You didn't do what I wanted you to do. I'm withholding it because I'm trying to manipulate you into doing something that I can't get you to do.
That's what I was about to say.
So then now I'm not going. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, and I hate that I even got to explain that because people always go to the far end of the spectrum with all the nuance, what if and one then scenario situation. We talking in general. And the general experience in this case is a person who's actively refusing to participate in the act of sex as a way to gain control or leverage in a situation. And in relationships, men know it. That's one of the first things that's taken away from us because they know how valuable and important it is to us. So that's the first thing they go to take away when something doesn't go their way. And that's why men sometimes act the way that they act. Watch what they say. I'm not going to say, I was going to say that. I ain't going to say that because if I say it, I ain't going to get the coochie that I thought I was going to get later. Or she probably going to take it away from me.
Mess up my thing,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to mess up my situation for later on because, and so you no, well, if I say this, she going to possibly take it away from me or something like that. So it's like, it's an active choice. And for a lot of people, a manipulative tactic to get us to do and act the way that they want us to act.
What is something that men do that and I'm genuinely curious. Like, so you just said just now that whenever we get out of line, we get something taken away from us. What do we do?
Emotionally withdraw. That's what we do. I know she likes talking. I'm gonna give her the quiet treatment. I usually would take out the trash, but I'm gonna let it flow over on the ground because I ain't doing that. I told her I was gonna take it somewhere later, but I ain't gonna take it because I don't like it now. I'm gonna go get something to eat without her. I ain't gonna ask her what she want to eat. I'm gonna just come back and get my
showcase narcissistic tendencies.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Be petty, and men can be petty.
Men can be petty.
Yeah,
I'm petty
in a very in detrimental way. So yeah.
I mean, like I get what you're trying to be equal opportunity with this concept.
No, I'm just trying to both sides.
Both equal opportunity. Yeah. I get it. And so I'm honest about that. But for most men, it's just emotionally withdrawing. It's retreating and internally and separating ourselves from them. Actively not doing things that we know that they like because they pissing us off. Or because she said something I didn't like. I didn't like the way she approached me earlier today. So I ain't going to, So we do it too.
And withhold the meats. Withhold meat too.
They do sometimes. I ain't never been that mad, but I
mean, you haven't, but I'm
just saying. I know some guys. I'd be like, I ain't never been that mad.
I try to fake like I'm that man, but like, you know what? All right.
I ain't never been that mad. I ain't never that angry to get. Not me. I ain't never that angry. So those are the things. Those are the things. That's all I be saying about just like, and that's what I mean by the infrequency. That's like the game of marriage. Like I talk about all the time. I talk about the marriage barter system. A lot of times in marriage, sex becomes a bartering tool between married couples. Like if you do blank, you going to get this later on. Yeah. Or something like that.
Be gassed up.
And they do. Like, hey, I'm going to get, bro. They get hopped up, start doing stuff around the house, cleaning stuff up and blah, blah, blah. And
let me go power wash this house.
I did see that basket of clothes over there that I already should have folded. Let me fold them clothes or something like that. So I'm saying like, that's what I mean. So it becomes more of that and less where you're talking about like, man, we should appreciate the person and the opportunity to
wait.
Right.
I was making that for both people to have their appreciation.
But it was more for the men that you was. It was more for the men because y'all be trying to that people do try to make it seem like men aren't appreciating the woman and trying to make it seem like it's just about getting our rocks off or whatever it is. It's really not that. Like. It's legitimate appreciation. If I'm willing to be monogamous with a person, there is a genuine appreciation. If I'm willing to forego stuff to be in this relationship, that's appreciation. It may not look how you want it to look, but I'm already appreciating you enough to even put myself in this situation. Could there be some other things that I could do that are to your taste? Yeah. But at base level, I'm already appreciative of this person. Because I'm inviting them into my space consistently, and I want them to be around me.
But sometimes appreciation is only based on what you've done for me lately type of mentality. versus the I made this whole commitment to you.
I feel like that's
And
everybody.
you're focused on the commitment level of it, and this is how we work through that, rather than, I appreciate you today because you took out the trash, you did everything I asked you to do, and now I appreciate you. But if I didn't do this, then you withhold, or you
Exactly.
you move different.
Yeah.
You move different.
And I feel like women are more, what have you done for me lately, than men. If we being honest, like we always got to consistently do the stuff. And if we slack up a little bit, one or two times we don't do it, then it becomes this thing. Like, well, now I'm going to take it away from you. Like, forget all the stuff that I've done up until today, because the last couple of times I wasn't successful. That's a problem. And then now there's no appreciation for or recollection for history of the stuff that we've done. So when you're talking about appreciation, I feel like it's a two-way street, but it looks different. When we talk about appreciation of our women and wives and stuff like that, a lot of the stuff that we start with is not necessarily things that they do for us, but who they are for us. And we talk about the intangibles. We don't first go to, she cooks my food, she washes my clothes, or she folds my. We talk about the support, or we talk about her love, affection, those like the intangible stuff. But if you ask them, the way you take care of our home, the way you do stuff for our kids, the way it is more. Is really more performative in a sense. It's less like, I appreciate your love and kindness, or your tenacity, or I appreciate your ambition, or it's not really about the appreciation of the internals. It's more about what we've done in essence.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
So I'm just saying, bro. Hey, don't get married thinking you about to just have a bunch of sex, bro. Because you're not. You might, if you got a childless relationship, y'all don't want no kids, y'all ain't got nothing going on. You'll have more opportunity to do it. You'll be less tired.
Listen, I know people who got kids, they still be getting it in. They quick to get that snip too. Had a 3 or 4.
How many people you know like that?
I know at least 3 or 4.
3 or 4 out of how many married people?
Well, I don't
see what I mean. People find
a
2%.
No. Hold on. I don't get into everybody's marital.
But I'm saying you find a 2%. You find a 2% of people and be like, I know somebody. Everybody knows somebody. That doesn't negate the point. It's like everybody knows somebody. That's not the general experience. And I feel like we get lost in nuances. We could find nuances for everything. There's a nuance there's an exception for everything. And we always look for the exception in the conversation. What is the general experience that people are going to deal with when they get into these situations, these relationships? I think people not telling the truth, and then other people following after somebody that's not telling the truth, and they get in a situation and they don't know how to deal with it because they didn't expect what they were dealing with, because they listened to everybody else around them lie about their experience. So you don't have to tell all your business. You can tell the experience and not tell your business.
But you shouldn't base what you do off other people's experiences.
But people look for advice. You saying don't base
advice is one thing.
I'm saying, but we all. I'm not gonna say we all, but there are in some instances where we do base some of the decisions that we made off of experiences of people that are close to us, because we may have seen it be successful for them. If I'm in a situation with you and I admire you a lot, and I see you do something and it seems that you're successful in it, and I may want to model my life after yours, I could follow behind what you did. But you didn't give me you didn't give me all the lens, and then if I do ask, you might say, "Well, I ain't telling all my business," or that's private, or I'm a private person, or whatever it is.
Why would you assume that one is giving you all the game when you should automatically go into it? This is how this individual has done X, Y, Z and been successful, but we all have things that we aren't going to disclose.
Right.
So you could view it from that lens as well. Not that is given to you, but no, I know that this is how he has moved. This is how he's been successful. But there's no way that I'm seeing everything that has contributed to that success, whatever. So I think it's a two-way street in how that can be applied.
And that usually is my beef, because if we are in close proximity, I'm just using us as an example because of how close we are. If I come to you and I ask you about your success, or I ask you about your situation, and you have an opportunity to tell me the real, and you choose to tell me,
oh no, you didn't lead with that. Yeah, you didn't lead with that.
Yeah. But no, that's like most people.
No, that's different though.
That's like most people. That's like most people. Legit, that's most people. Troy done it 3 times since we done had this conversation.
What?
About the 80%. I say married people don't have sex. Well, I know a couple people. Or, well, it's kind of like no, tell the truth, nigga. It's 80, realistically speaking, tell the truth, be honest. There's nothing wrong with being honest in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you got an opportunity to give me the game and we in close proximity and you choose to tell me the 80%, and then like, oh, it's up to you to interpret and just assume that I'm not telling you the whole truth.
I had a different
about,
interpretation of what you were saying.
A situation.
Yeah, I wasn't correlating that to that.
Dang, you gotta throw me off the street like that.
No, I wasn't correlating it in
But I'm just saying that people, I'm saying in general, people do that. And that's what I mean by like,
right. But
people like to say, you know, come up with it for yourself. Don't follow after what somebody else is doing, blah, blah, blah. But if you've experienced something that I haven't experienced and we're close enough to each other where I ask you like, hey man, what's it like to be married? Or, you know, what kind of stuff happens, you know, when you get married, or, you know, what is potentially your sex life like after you get married, blah, blah, blah. And no one is willing to tell you the real challenges that you might face in that situation. And they give you a appreciation, connection, quality, control type response. And then you go off, you know, with your limited experience making a decision, and then you get into a situation and you don't know how to deal with it because you weren't prepared for it based off of some of the information. Because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So if you've never done it and you don't know, you get into a situation and you can't handle it.
No,
now you don't even know who to talk to, because
I agree with you with that. But what I'm saying is this. Well, number one, with the scenario you gave earlier, you didn't say that you came to ask. It was more so you were admiring from a distance.
And I'm
right. So that's what I was basing it off of. But even if you did ask, what I'm saying is, from an expectation standpoint, Troy could give you all the game, lay it out for you what his experience was, etc.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's Troy's experience.
That's my
so
experience.
Even when you get in it, that's your experience.
It's gonna be different, right?
But I'm saying we have to go in having that mindset. A lot of times people don't have that mindset that you got yours your way.
Yeah.
I want it that way, so I'm
Yeah.
expecting that. But no, your situation with your partner is going to be different.
It's gonna be different, but that's again a nuance that I'm talking about. It's always
That's not
gonna
nuance.
be
That is gonna be different.
No, that is nuance because the people are different.
That's not a nuance.
So it's a nuance.
That's the fact.
No, it's a. What I'm saying is this. So there's a structure to marriage. There are stages that every single marriage will go through.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Every single marriage is going to go through certain stages and periods of change.
Yeah,
that is
different
just a fact.
seasons. Yeah.
No matter. No, I'm not. Yes, different seasons, but I'm saying you call them
stages. I'm calling them
the path
yeah.
forward. Everyone's going to go through the same ones. It's nuance. Obviously, is going to be different because the people in those stages are different. They have different upbringing, different background, whatever. So yes, that's to be expected that it's going to be different. But there are certain generalizations and stages that marriages are going to go through that you can speak to that are going to be exactly identical to what the person behind me is going to experience.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, although it's identical, yours is going to look different based upon whom you are with and access to whatever. So say for instance, if you are in a marriage, y'all are buying a house.
Yes.
Right? So y'all get in the crib. You have had a lump sum of money set aside for since you were 16 or whatever to purchase that house. Now you ask Troy, you got your house, when you get your crib, this, that, and the third, yada yada yada. You disclose, well, I had a lump sum of money set aside since I was this age for this particular purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. He gave you free game, right? Now you're married, you're looking to buy a house. You didn't have that.
Right.
He gave you free game.
I gave free game, but you
No,
can't
but
apply.
it's gonna look different.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't
That's
apply.
the 80%. Because the process of buying a house is exactly the same.
The
He had to find a
process
realtor.
is-
He had to find a bank. He
But
had
the
to go through the
experience is
pre-approval.
different.
He had to go. So y'all are focusing on the experience, and I'm talking about the stages. You can speak to the stages, and it's the stages that people are consistently omitting when they're having conversations with people, and those are the same for everyone on earth. Whether they have a lump sum of money or no money when they go to the table to buy a house, they have to go through the same stages as everybody else.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not
So-
saying he has not disclosed those stages. I'm just giving an example of how in the experience, even if all those stages are given, it's going to be different because he has a different starting point.
Yeah, and the variables change throughout the whole situation. And
That's
so
all I
we
was
have to-
saying.
we have to be mindful of those different variables.
This is a nuanced conversation that we're having right now,
And we can find nuance in everything.
and that's
that's
okay.
I'm not. I think oftentimes, Mel, when we give you pushback, that you think that we're saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just also adding to the wealth of information that we also need to process.
I'm not saying that y'all are saying I'm wrong, and I don't consider this conversation pushback. I feel like sometimes we're talking past each other, and you're missing the essence of what I'm saying, because I'm not disagreeing with the appreciation and understanding of the quality engagements and stuff like that. I'm not disagreeing with the differences in the situation and the starting point being different. I'm legitimately talking about how we omit genuine experiences and give half truths to others for whatever reasons that we have about why we don't want to share, why we don't want to why we want to conceal certain aspects of the situations that we dealing with for whatever reason, because it's what's best for us, and we want other people to figure out their way on their own.
Yeah, I don't think I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I don't think I do.
But I'm saying when we do things like that, where I'm not saying to tell all your business or whatever it is, but it's like even when you in a situation where you could generally speak about something, people are still hesitant to speak about the general because, well, I don't want no one to know that I'm experiencing that situation, or I feel like my experience is so uniquely different that I'm gonna be an outcast if I talk about it or whatever it is. But like I always say, if you've been married for any length of time, as you start to get into friendships with other people, most of your friendships and relationships start to become with other married people. So you're around married people most of the time. And if you leave a group of married people around long enough and they start talking to one another, you'll start to see that as they open their mouth,
They
all dealing with the same thing.
Yeah.
They're all dealing with the same thing. The people are different. The starting point is different. The region, background, all that is different.
But you talking about the
But
stages?
they
I
all
agree with you.
they're all dealing with the exact same thing.
Sure.
And in that moment, and what I'm saying is when people have an opportunity to share those stages and those moments and the real about what to expect, what it means, blah, 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 we don't do that for whatever reason. And then it leaves other people in an area where they could potentially fail, although you may have the keys to help them navigate something before they even get to it.
Mm-hmm.
You could help somebody else be successful by giving that information, but for whatever personal reason you have for not wanting to share, you don't share. So then, that's the part that I'm talking about.
I feel you. No,
Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's all. That's all.
I just think well, for me, as you may know, I'm always the type of person that my responses are often time towards getting to results that a person may need. So I can sit up here and say, yeah, I haven't had as much or whatever, and I can agree with a lot of the things that you may have said, but I also present the information that's like, all right, but appreciate your partner. You might enjoy it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
I dig it.
Just different approaches to our these topics. But it's your boy Troy. No matter how you carry it, I'm still 10 toes for marriage. It's Life Coach Lace, Melly Mel, the Melly D's podcast. We out.